Welcome everyone, and welcome to Discussions. I am your host, James Parana Madonna, and I am here with my mentor and co-host, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. How are you today, sir?
Fine, excellent.
We are here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey. Okay, on a, well, it's sunny now, but it was absolutely freezing last night. It is, what is it, February...
Well, it's the 12th.
Saturday.
Because Monday is Valentine's Day.
That's right.
14th.
Saturday, February 12th, 2011. And tomorrow, mañana, is St. Valentine's Day Massacre Day. No, Monday. I'm sorry. Monday is St. Valentine's Day Massacre Day. That's when American men have a St. Valentine's Day Massacre on their wallets.
Very funny.
Whether it be going out to eat with your significant other and probably waiting over an hour for a table, or buying very expensive roses that
chocolates and roses.
Hold on. Buying very expensive chocolates, right? And roses that die the next day. Meanwhile, you can go to a dollar store and get, silk roses that'll last you a lifetime. You just have to dust them once in a while. But I got a very authentic St. Valentine's Day meal to save money. We're always good for giving tips here at Mega Life 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet. Why don't you just go to your butcher and get a beef heart and cook her a broiled beef heart? Hey, have a heart, man. You can't get more authentic than that. It's high protein, very little fat, low calorie, very low carbohydrate meal. Perfect for the Atkins diet. A broiled beef heart.
Put some chocolate on it.
Yeah, there you go. Put some chocolate on it. Anyway, you're probably wondering what I'm waving around here. Mi shillelagh. Yes, it is an imported shillelagh from Ireland because, hey, St. Patrick's Day is
hand carved.
Well, yeah. St. Patrick's Day is not that far away. What is it, March 17th? St. Patrick's Day.
Somewhere around there.
So I want to just say that...
The sale is still on the damn thing.
Yeah, well, it says Irish shillelagh.
Uh-huh.
And the company and manufacturer is Grange, Grange, Grange Craft, handmade in Ireland.
See?
Now, for you Irish Americans out there that would like to buy authentic gifts from Ireland, imported from Ireland, www.xaviergifts.com, spelled Xavier gifts.com. The company has probably the largest selection of imported Irish items for sale, gifts, than any other gift store, any other gift company. Number one Irish importer. And just go there, www.xaviergifts.com, and you can even get one of these, as well as the cane, the walking stick shillelagh. Now this style shillelagh, which is made from blackthorn wood, this is the shillelagh that was banned by the British because it was a very effective weapon way back when. And the history of the shillelagh is that in County Wicklow, which is located in southeastern Ireland, there is a forest called the Shillelagh Forest. And there's a town called Shillelagh. That is where the blackthorn trees grew. Now, why the blackthorn? Well, it's a very hard wood, and it happens to be the only wood that was available in Ireland at the time because the original shillelaghs were made from oak. But the British used up all the oak in Ireland for shipbuilding. So they exported the oak out of Ireland, and there was a shortage of oak. Actually, the Irish had it pretty rough. The British they really oppressed them, and I'm leading up to something here. And, the blackthorn was the only wood available, which is also called sloe wood, S-L-O-E, and otherwise known in its botanical name, Prunus spinosa, blackthorn, a very hard wood. Now, it probably makes an excellent nutcracker for walnuts, maybe, or almonds.
No, a head cracker.
Head cracking, right. Conservative, right-wing, Republican head cracking.
There you go.
Which I'm leading up to something, too. So what the Irish did, because they didn't have any oak, they took the blackthorn shillelaghs and they smeared them with butter and they stuck them up in the chimney for curing. And that's how they got the beautiful, shiny, black exterior. That's how they cured, how they prepared the shillelaghs. They stuck them up in a chimney and they slow smoked. I'm assuming the dry heat with the fat on the outside from the butter. I mean, I would use like cheap margarine if you want to make them. If you have a smoker or a fireplace in the United States, maybe use some pork lard, pork fat or something. But anyway, if you want to spend the money and use butter, you can do that. But that's the history of the shillelagh, whether you like to hear the history of the shillelagh or not. You got it. Okay, XavierGifts.com, XAVIER Gifts. Now, from what I understand, let me see here. All right. Did you know, Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, that the same bacteria that produces body odor on humans, which is called Brevibacterium, okay, Brevi, Brevibacterium, the same bacteria that causes BO, body odor, the horrible stench, is the same bacteria used in making German Limburger cheese.
No wonder I don't like it.
But it's not. They don't take the sweat off the armpits of humans to make Limburger cheese.
I hope not.
It is a more acceptable
refined process.
It is isolated Brevibacterium, okay, which makes the Limburger cheese. Now, before I get on to the main subject, which happens to be the interview of Barack Obama by Bill O'Reilly before the Super Bowl, and I definitely have a lot to say to that. I just want to bring up a couple points here. A woman from an EMT employee from Connecticut was fired because she complained about her supervisor on Facebook. Now, she won the lawsuit because I suppose her First Amendment rights were violated. Freedom of speech, when you're off company time, you should be allowed to say anything you want. So she was probably very valid in complaining about the guy because, the guy sucked, like a lot of supervisors. So she was fired. But her lawyer should have went for the jugular vein if there was a First Amendment violation, because she only got back severance pay. She only got back pay and promised never to apply for this company ever again. Fuck that. I would have went right for the jugular vein. What's wrong with her lawyer? First Amendment rights violated? If I'm on my own time, and I'm not on company time, and I'm home, and I'm on Facebook, I can say anything I fucking want. What's wrong with her? And the lawyer. Severance pay. Did you hear about
She's
that?
lucky that she didn't win the case, and then they make you not be able to reveal any of the case.
Yeah.
That's what the big companies usually do.
Fuck the big companies.
They don't admit any wrongdoing,
But anyway...
and they gag you.
But anyway, the case set a precedent in terms of people that are canned, that are fired because of complaining about their coworkers or their boss on their own time. Now it set a precedent, so other people that are fired when they're on their own time, they'll revert back to this case. Now, First Premium Bank, I believe it's called. A woman that filed for bankruptcy because of her medical bills caused her to be broke, wiped out her life savings. Sounds very familiar, Dr. Bill, in this country?
50% of the people in this country, that's why they go bankrupt. Medical problem.
Yeah, wonderful. You conservative Republicans and your wonderful pay out of pocket privatize American healthcare system. You're so down on the public option that the European Union and Canada has, right? Well, the woman went bankrupt. Well, anyway, First Premium Bank charged the woman, because she had to start over again after she went bankrupt, a whopping 79.9% interest on her credit card. And then after a lot of aggravation, they were so magnanimous and compassionate, so they dropped her interest to a mere 60%.
Wow. Whoa, man.
Oh,
Have a heart.
Yeah, talk about St. Valentine's Day. Have a heart. They were so... to be kind, big damn deal. I mean, and you know what? The judge told her the company, the bank, is within their legal rights to charge her 79.9%.
Therein lies the problem.
Now, what happened to Obama's credit card reform laws?
Remember something.
A Democrat, Obama. What's going on here?
Remember, the banks and financial systems that brought down our country and most of the world in 2008, they too were all within their legal limits
Really?
to do most of what they did.
Really?
And therein, again, lies the problem.
Isn't that all connected to deregulation?
Yes, it is.
Deregulation that the people in Washington, the two-party system, just love. Doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. Doesn't matter. They're all in bed with corporations and Satan. They're all greedy. They're all business people, and they all sold out the American voter. And it's deregulation.
Yeah.
Now, okay, before I talk about Bill O'Reilly, who happens to be Irish, but he still deserves a shillelagh up the side of his head. Christine the Slutty Witch O'Donnell, or O'Donnell, had made a statement that's quite amusing. She said that when she was running for, was it Congresswoman of the state of Delaware, or Senator? What was
Senator, I believe.
Senatorial race. She said that at that time she was Barack Obama's one and only number one adversary out of all the Republicans. That's so funny that an idiot who's, I don't know who's more stupid, Sarah Palin or Christine O'Donnell, would even be foolish enough to say she was Barack Obama's number one opponent.
Wow.
Wow. The Democratic Party should have more opponents like Christine O'Donnell. But anyway, now we go to the main topic. Bill O'Reilly's interview of Barack Obama, rudely interrupting every chance he got, Barack Obama, being obsessed and hung up on the quote-unquote redistribution of wealth in America. Are you trying to redistribute wealth, President Obama? And then, of course, bitching and moaning about the original Obama healthcare system, and all this shit. Of course, he went on and on about privatization and the insurance companies, and kept on interrupting Barack Obama. And let's see. It was before the Super Bowl. Incidentally, the Fox TV charged $3 million for only 30 seconds. He charged the sponsors for advertising during the Super Bowl. Wow. That's capitalism for you, huh? $30 million for a lousy 30 seconds commercial. But anyway, yeah, he rudely interrupt Barack Obama. And of course, Obama, when he accused Obama of being a left-wing liberal and being to the left, Obama immediately denied his liberalism, his left-wing, being left-wing, and said he was more of a moderate, I believe. He said almost like he felt guilty. And there lies part of the problem with today's Democrats. When they're called liberals, they feel guilty, and they have to say, "Oh no, I'm not liberal. I'm riding the middle of the fence. I'm moderate." So they feel bad about it.
They do. That's why they changed it to progressive in some areas.
Yeah,
instead of a liberal.
They feel guilty. They feel guilty. And Bill O'Reilly was really persistent in getting Barack Obama's opinion on the situation in Egypt, and he was saying, how come you don't interfere, and blah blah blah, and talked about the Muslim Brotherhood. But anyway, don't right-wing conservatives love to stick their Pinocchio nose in the affairs of other countries? Whereas Democrats usually allow other countries to govern themselves.
They're supposed to.
They love.
Conservatives are supposed to be some sort of isolationists. They're not supposed to involve themselves in foreign affairs.
Except when there's money and oil involved, right?
Money to be made for their constituents, the banks and the big companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Iraq.
Look at Iraq. If there's money to be made, you can be sure that a Republican administration will interfere in other countries.
Iraq has no water. Iraq has no electricity. Iraq has no real government. Iraq has no democracy. Iraq has this, that, and the other thing. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, right. What happened?
Now,
getting back, one last comment about...
Do we hear about that in this country?
No. Now, one last comment about Bill O'Reilly before we banter back and forth. Bill O'Reilly, I just said we need our articles.
Articles?
Yeah, don't we have extra articles for discussions?
Yes, we do,
okay.
But they're not over here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they will be. But anyway, Bill O'Reilly seemed to not care about the statement Barack Obama made about that we do not want to go backwards, and I quote, we do not want to go backwards to the day when a poor, ill person that is sick, who has a pre-existing illness, is denied insurance coverage. And he was talking about, the reform of health care, about, companies, insurance companies denying people if they have a pre-existing illness and all the other anti-little guy factors involving health insurance. But Bill O'Reilly just had no concern about the uninsured and about people with pre-existing illnesses. He didn't care. He just didn't care.
The Republicans would like to take us back to the 1920s, the days before FDR, Social Security,
right,
and all the things that, all the protections, the safety net for those in our society that are on the bottom rung of the economic ladder. Yes, that's exactly what they want to do. And watch carefully, because they're trying to do it with Social Security. Privatize Social Security. Social Security, again...
This one right here?
Yeah, and it bears repeating as often as we can. Has never and never will add 1 penny to the deficit.
Yeah.
Now, why would anyone want to cut such a program that has nothing to do with the deficit?
Exactly. Michelle Early. XavierGifts.com. www.xaviergifts.com. Finest selection of Irish imports. Get ready, Irish Americans, for St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish, but I love the meat pies and the blood pudding, blood sausages, and I love corned beef and cabbage. I don't like boiled potatoes. They're too bland for me.
Put some black pepper on them.
What the hell was this? What the hell was this? A piece of
shillelagh?
How the hell did a piece of glass... No, not a piece of shillelagh. No. Some kind of a... Oh, for God's sakes.
Now what?
The thing fell off my reading glasses.
The nose thing?
I thought I was saying, what is this piece of glass? You know what? I guess that means I'm going to need my reading glasses to find the item on the floor that belongs to my reading glasses.
Thought you had it in your hand.
No, I was wondering what it was.
Checking the.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let me find it later.
Checking the Dollar Tree for. They usually have those.
Well, it wasn't. It came. I have a kit at home.
Yeah.
Maybe what usually holds the tab for the nose? A screw?
A little.
A screw? Yeah, a screw.
What's in the other one?
How the hell do I know? I never checked it.
Well, take it out of your thing. And
Well, I'm not going to do it now. We're doing
No,
a show.
no.
All right. Now,
show. Okay, ready? Let's go here.
all right, go ahead. With the first article, you want me to do a little promo?
Yeah,
Am I
do a
allowed?
little
Can I
promo.
show this painting? As it,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Remember, I showed you. All right. This painting next to me is the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman's self-portrait. He is a fine watercolor artist. That is finished, of course. You can check on the William J. Eisenman collection by going to William J. Eisenman's Facebook profile or going to www.myspace.com/megalife21 or go to newslettercensor.com and you can see his paintings. They are available. If they are available, send him an email and the bidding starts at $500. A while ago, in a previous show, I showed you the very beginnings of what a watercolor painting looks like when he first starts it. Well, this is in a transition phase of, halfway. His friend Sharon, right? Is that her name? This is, of course, more developed than the first one I showed. Okay, that's her. It is not done. The painting is not done. Got it? All right, now, what about the other one, Shell Monroe? That's done?
99% done.
Okay. 99%. This is the copy editor for Newsletter Censored. Shell Monroe is 99% done, almost ready to go. Okay, I know I showed it once before. Shell Monroe. All right. So, if you like one of his paintings, send him an email, and if it's available, bidding starts at $500. Of course, this is the very foundation of our organization, Newsletter Censored. Okay, dealing with the 5 taboos of American life, which is politics, religion, human sexuality, health, and child rearing. There is more information in this newsletter than there is on our websites or on our talk shows. My host and mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, founded this newsletter in 1977, and the best way to be a part of our organization is to get your free annual subscription with your gift to support this work, because this work definitely needs supporting, by going to www.newslettercensor.com, click on the printable order form, and with your gift to support this work, get your annual subscription to the newsletter that started it all. I just want to thank, last night, Friday night, I want to thank the Renaissance Man Can Create for putting on a very good performance, because yours truly, and the show will be on the internet later on tonight. He did a performance at Ruby Lounge on Route 46 West in Totowa, New Jersey. Very fine, very nice new dance club in the Holiday Inn, right in back of the Holiday Inn, Ruby Lounge. The Renaissance Man Can Create perform with his magic lights. So I want to thank him. And anyway, I was able to, recharge and do the show today. So first article, sir.
Scientists have found a nearly complete fossil of a dinosaur that sports a noticeable hump, which it may have used to draw attention to itself. The hump on the dinosaur's back was at least 16 inches tall. Researchers speculate it may have been used to help the meat-eating, two-legged creature communicate among its own species. Maybe as a method of identification. Its name, Concavenator corcovatus, is Latin for
Confusion.
hunchback hunter.
Tongue twister. Hunchback hunter?
From the region of
I
Spain,
think it's easier to say hunchback
where it was
hunter.
found. In Spain.
From Spain.
Found in Spain.
I like to see the bullfighters who get help from their buddies, their compadres on horses with spears. I like to see them bring one of these hunchback hunter dinosaurs in the arena and try to bullfight them. At least give an animal, like, you know, an even chance. God, it says sticking them with spears from the back. Bullfighting.
Food and Drug Administration investigators have found rodents seeping manure and even maggots at the Iowa egg farms believed to be responsible for as many as 1,500 cases of salmonella poison.
Oh, wow.
FDA officials released their initial observations Monday of the investigations at Wright County Egg and Hillendale Farms. The two farms recalled more than 500 million eggs after salmonella illnesses were linked to their products.
And that illness is definitely excruciating. You're not in ecstasy when you have salmonella.
The reports released by the FDA.
I kill myself sometimes.
I think the shillelagh should be used on you.
Gotta love it. Hey, when you line them up for me, all right, unrehearsed, like Jackie Gleason did the Honeymooners, you know, totally ad-libbed. I can't resist.
The reports released
ecstasy
by the FDA show many different possible sources of contamination at both farms, including rodents, bug, and wild bird infestation,
Limburger cheese,
uncontained manure, holes in walls, and other problems that could have caused the outbreak. Positive samples of salmonella linked to the outbreak have been found at both farms. Officials said they still cannot speculate on how the eggs were contaminated. They said the farms not only violated their own standards, but also new egg rules put in place this summer. Among the observations of the investigators, live rodents and mice in the laying houses. Manure.
I thought E. coli comes from the manure of mammals.
Manure piled 4 to 8 feet high.
Holy shit! Another joke.
Non-chicken feathers in the laying house, and wild birds flying in and out.
Didn't they see this?
Of course they saw it, but that would cost money to fix the
Oh
problem.
my God! Very similar to the days when corporate America used to poison our waters, our rivers and lakes, like the Great Lakes.
They still do.
Because they do not want us. Wait a minute. Where's my fucking shillelagh? Corporate America does not want to spend the money to properly dispose of its toxic waste. Greed. Bottom line, greed. Which conservative Republicans just love. Deregulation. You see what I mean? 8 foot high of manure at an egg laying farm. Where is this, in Iowa?
Yeah.
Unbelieving me, shillelagh. You know, I mean, listen, people, please, don't vote two-party system anymore. Vote independent. Try to look for a liberal, independent candidate. Independent. Two-party system is... Oh, thank you. It just shut off. Two-party system. The two-party system is fulfilling Bible prophecy in the end time concerning perhaps the beast and the Antichrist. Maybe. The conservatives, are they fulfilling prophecy, Reverend Bill?
Everybody is fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, but a lot of liberals are not doing damage.
Republicans.
Liberals are not corrupt.
Yes, they are.
How?
Well, there are Democrats.
But then they're not
There
liberal.
are bulldogs.
But they're not liberal then.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Ow. It's freaking
Everybody.
blackthorn is hard wood.
The whole world is deceived. Revelation 12:9. We're not playing favorites here.
The whole world is deceived. Revelation 12:9. But if they are Democrats that claim to be liberal when they ran for office and then later showed their true colors, then they are not.
Christie,
Democrat.
Balloon Boy Fatso, here in New Jersey,
Oh, I can't. I despise Chris Christie.
ran for office saying he would not touch the homestead rebates.
There you go.
Well, they are gone this year. So what does it mean when somebody makes a promise while they're running for office, whether liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, independent, whatever? You can't hold these people to their promises because they don't. They have no morality.
Former Governor John Corzine was a Goldman Sachs boy, a billionaire. He ran as a Democrat. Democrat. I mean, you know, it doesn't go together. Maybe he ran because maybe he just couldn't run as a Republican for some reason. There was no room for him. I don't know. But it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, concerning Christine DeWitch O'Donnell, I think the problem with Christine DeWitch O'Donnell is maybe she needs a stiff shillelagh. Maybe that's her problem. All right.
You don't hear of her anymore, do you?
No.
Okay.
No. Once in a big while, you hear in a blue moon, you hear about Christine O'Donnell. But anyway.
Animal faces and access to wildlife are normally the main concern of investigators looking for causes of an outbreak because illnesses such as salmonella originate from poo-poo.
That is true. Fecal matter. That's a funny word.
And
fecal.
speaking of fecal matter,
So if you're constipated, that means you're fecally impaired?
were we not
Likely-
speaking
Yes.
before of bidets?
I'm glad you reminded me. We were, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman and myself were discussing how they have these companies that for handicapped people, they can install a handicap-friendly, a disabled-friendly shower stall and bathtub, making it easily accessible in and out with very minimal chances of accident or inconvenience. Anyway, American bathrooms, unlike European bathrooms, do not have any type of bidet. And a bidet is a fountain that squirts up, not for drinking, my friends, but for cleaning the crack of your anus, right?
Yes.
Whether you're on Uranus or not, it cleans out the crack. And I mentioned to Dr. Bill that for some strange reason, unless you have a detachable hose on your shower, after you take a shower, the same evening, the end of the day goes by, you start having an odor in your asshole.
Because of that bacteria.
Brevibacterium. Now, it's the same, it's similar, and also on the genitals, the male genitals, the balls, the scrotum, the flapjacks, or whatever the hell you want to call them.
The pickle.
The what?
The pickle.
That whole area, armpit, anus, male genitalia, which has a different odor, of course, than the female genitalia. Well, the female genitalia should not have really much of or any odor if the person is hygienic. Anyway, even if you take a shower that day, it doesn't take long for the asshole to start smelling. Now, I'm not asking you to start rubbing your asshole in public or anything like that, but it's funny how now you have a theory about brevibacteria growing so rapidly, even though you took a shower the same day, right?
Well, I'm just I'm just interested in why we don't have bidets in this country.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
all.
I got off the track.
Yeah, a
Bidets.
little.
Why don't we have bidets? Because if we have bidets, which can be used on nights as well as days,
Yeah, sure.
you can,
They can be used on your ass. That's where they can be.
like Dr. Gary Null said, there's a lot of bacteria comes out of there, out of the poop chute, that you could properly wash. You can soap up that anus and use the bidet to rinse out your asshole. And I think it's all joking aside, it's a sanitary thing to do, but we don't have them.
Right.
That's all. I just wanted,
The moon may be shrinking.
which has no relations to bidets and anuses.
Well, it has a relationship to Uranus.
Uranus.
Out there. Yeah, out there in space.
Mr. Aquarius, do you know the ruling planet for the astrological sign of Aquarius is Uranus? And all psychic powers are controlled supposedly by Uranus, which includes those scam artists that try to tell your fortune on infomercials. Get it?
And those,
Assholes, Uranus.
what were they, 900 what numbers?
Yeah, when you call the 900 number, the person talks very
Well,
slow.
because they make money the more they're on the line with you.
To only $2.99 per minute. I saw that on The Simpsons one time. Anyway,
Not to worry, though.
the moon is shrinking.
Lovers, crooners, it won't be disappearing anytime soon. New research indicates cracks in the moon's crust
Cracks.
that have formed as
the
they need the big days up at the moon.
Maybe they need bidets up
Clean
at the
those
moon.
cracks up. As the interior has cooled, shrunk over the last billion years or so. That means
I like the moon.
the surface has shrunk too, though not so you'd notice just by looking at it. Scientists have identified 14 landforms called lobate scarps scattered over the surface of the moon. The scarps were previously noted at the moon's equator.
No relation to what I'm wearing around my neck right now, right? A scarf?
No, that's a scarf.
That's a scarf.
Yeah, scarf.
Okay.
But this
Very
is
nice,
the
isn't it?
first evidence in other areas indicating they result from a global process. The study calls the scarps evidence of a recent thrust faulting on the moon.
Thrust.
But
I like that word.
But this is planetary science, where recent
Right.
can mean a billion years ago. The scarps, or cliffs, extend across some small craters, and small craters tend to be obliterated over time. One of the really cool parts of this, the faults are so young-looking that they can't escape the possibility that this contraction occurred recently and could indicate that the moon is still active. The size of the scarps indicates a shrinkage in the size of the moon of about 328 feet. The moon is about 1/4 the size of the Earth's diameter.
Wow.
Okay?
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But I like the moon. It's nature's nightlight.
West Bank
Yeah.
environmentalists claim
West
that
Bank.
the hallowed spot
Okay.
along the Jordan River,
Israel. I was going to ask you.
where Christians believe John the Baptist baptized Jesus, has become too filthy for human use.
Like the Ganges River. Similar. Even that got polluted. In Israel, they allowed that waterway to get polluted.
Untreated sewage
Capitalism.
continues to flow both directly and indirectly into the river. Friends of the Earth, Middle East,
Yeah.
a group calling for baptism to be banned at the site where thousands of Christian pilgrims immerse themselves each year in the green-brown water.
Oh, God. Green, brown, stinky water?
Israeli authorities vigorously dispute the claim
Yeah, sure, vigorously.
of unhealthful levels of pollution at the sacred Bend in the Jordan and rush to reassure pilgrims about the site. A major draw for the more than 2 million Christians who visit Israel each year.
Okay.
Israeli inspectors sample the water at the site known as Qasr al-Yahud, or Jews' Palace,
Okay.
twice a year.
Now, for the sake of tourism, they should clean up that river. Shame on you, Israeli government. You know, tourism is a big moneymaker for the Holy Land.
Israel has built rudimentary treatment facilities to try to stop the flow of raw sewage into the Jordan,
Why is raw sewage entering the Jordan to begin with?
because polluters believe that the answer to pollution
Is nature?
is dilution.
Yeah, but eventually the dilution, the ratio when you dilute,
Correct.
Over time gets worse and worse.
Correct. Obviously, they haven't figured that one out.
Oh
Or
man!
thought it through.
When you put a
Out
male,
of sight, out of mind.
when you take a Madagascar hissing cockroach and you take one male and one female, and you bring them, you put them in a large enclosure. You say, well, I just have 2 Madagascar hissing cockroaches. But in time, you will have many Madagascar hissing cockroaches in time. So, you know, it's like they're not thinking long term.
No,
They're not
of course
thinking tomorrow,
Of
which
course
is the
not.
problem also with corporate America,
That's correct.
as opposed to the Asian corporations who do think long term, like, you know,
They
Japanese.
think long term and they think about sustainability,
like,
etc.
like Sony and et cetera, the auto companies like Honda. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, they do electronics companies and stuff, possibly like Samsung and everything. They think long term. They think about, they care about their consumer. They don't have contempt for their consumer like corporate America does.
A water test at Qasr al-Yahud last week found the water quality to be safe, even though by tough United States standards. Even tough, by United States standards.
Yeah.
But environmentalists dismiss the results as unreliable because contaminant levels can vary by the hour.
Okay.
Over the long run, a low-carb diet works just as well as a low-fat diet at taking off the pounds. And it might be better for your heart.
Works better, I think.
New research
The ketogenic
suggests.
diet.
I was just talking to a young lady yesterday
Yeah.
who lost 53 pounds on Weight Watchers. And when I had asked her about the Atkins diet, of course, she said that it gave her a tummy ache.
'Cause she's
Now-
full of shit.
It is my belief that when those things happen, it's not the Atkins diet
Nope.
that is the problem. It's probably withdrawal symptoms getting off the sugar.
But did she properly follow the Atkins diet?
I don't think so. I didn't get that far into
Most
the
don't. That complain
conversation.
about it. I know. The late great Robert C. Atkins, when he was on Oprah. I mean, Oprah Winfrey rudely interrupted him and just, you know, big mouth Oprah, knowing how she is, just said, "Oh, I like my nutritional consultant or my nutritionist program, and my trainer said this and that," and totally didn't even want to hear the facts about
Right.
the ketogenic
And guess
diet.
what Oprah is still today? Overweight.
Overweight.
Thank you.
Yo-yo syndrome. She loses it. The media gives her compliments. She puts it back. She loses it again. Yo-yo syndrome. Puts it back up, and it's not just taking it off. You big losers.
It's keeping it off.
It's keeping it off. Big
maintenance.
deal. Oh, congratulations. Oh, you used to be 500 pounds. Now you're 160 pounds. Oh, how wonderful. Have you kept it off? Have you changed your eating habits?
That's the big thing.
Your lifestyle? Are you exercising? And I'm not talking about what is that show? The Big Loser? I don't know. One of these shows
Big Loser.
where the personal trainer, I'm a personal trainer since 1995. This personal trainer was what she was putting this obese person through. I really felt sorry for this obese person.
Boot camp.
This boot camp thing, you want to give the obese person a heart attack and have their family sue your ass? I mean, you don't put an obese person through that, and you're yelling at them and insinuating that they're lazy, that they don't want to go through the program. But it's too harsh. It's too demanding for an obese person.
Stressful.
I would just put them on a treadmill. First of all, I would have the obese person make out a log of exactly, and they have to be honest, exactly what they eat for 1 week. Write down every little thing. Study the log, analyze the problem, diagnose what the problem is. It's most likely in the food in terms of too many refined carbs and sugar. Analyze that. Put them on a treadmill on manual and have them gently walk on their own, but they must be able to carry on a conversation and just sit there and talk with my client and talk with them and just have a conversation with them. What'd you do this week? What are you into? What are your hobbies and interests? What's up? How you doing? And just have them walk and do that consistently over a long period of time, 30 minutes to start, but have them not kill themselves and have them like exercise and like their trainer. You know what I mean? Like, I know about tough love, but when they're that heavy, you don't want to lose your client. They'll either quit, or they'll end up in a hospital, or they'll end up dead. You don't want that to happen. But no, of course, this woman, this famous personal trainer who likes to yell at people, and she's got a camera in front of her, and it went to her head, and she wants to show the whole universe how fucking tough she is. What an asshole. You don't do that to an obese person.
Hit her on the head with the shillelagh.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. Think, you trainers out there. Think!
Both diets improved cholesterol in a 2-year study that included intensive group counseling, but those on the low-carbohydrate diet got a bigger boost in their so-called good cholesterol, nearly twice as much as those on the low-fat diet.
I'm not urinating. I'm just pouring my tea.
The findings were published in today's Annals of Internal Medicine.
Annals.
Annals.
Sounds like the
We're
other
back to
article.
the anuses
Back to the
again?
anus and the bidet.
Oh, God.
The annals? The annals of history? Oh, by the way, camera person, is everything okay over there?
Fair to middling.
The the red dot is up there on the top. That's what I'm concerned about. The red dot? The red dot? Yes,
The
camera
orange one, you
person?
mean?
Hello?
Above Billy's head?
Camera person? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to worry about.
Go there. Even after the leak is stopped,
Yeah.
the effects of the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico are expected to continue for years or even decades. Experts say the poisonous oil gets through the thin outer surface called the membrane of fish eggs.
Okay.
Fish breathe oxygen through their gills.
Uh-huh.
The sticky oil clogs the gills and makes it impossible for them to breathe. Brown pelicans dive into the ocean to catch fish.
That's true.
When they dive through the oil, it coats their feathers. Pelicans and gulls try to preen or clean their feathers,
And then they
but end up
ingest
swallowing the oil.
and they die.
In the nest, oil may rub off their feathers onto their eggs, poisoning them. Birds also may die of hypothermia
Yeah, thank you, British Petroleum.
or becoming too cold,
The birds, thank you. The fish, thank you.
because their oil-soaked feathers can't insulate them from the cold water. When many animals die, it affects the food chain.
Sure.
Larger fish, birds, or other animals may starve without smaller fish to feed on.
Food chain is disrupted, sure.
Sargassum
Not
Isn't it-
sarcastic. Sargassum.
is an important marine plant in the Gulf of Mexico. It provides food and habitat for young yellowfin tuna, crabs, and other marine life.
Yeah.
Experts believe the oil is killing the sargassum in the Gulf.
Marine vegetation is extremely important to. Hold on. Marine vegetation is extremely important to the fry, to the babies of other marine life. It provides haven for them, safety, right? Plus, a lot of creatures lay their eggs within sea vegetation, as well as freshwater lakes too.
Wetlands
Wetlands.
are low-lying areas with lots of watery soil, plants, and animals. They are all around the mouth of the Mississippi River, which empties into the Gulf. Scientists are worried about how the oil will affect the plants and animals that live in the wetlands, such as crawfish and grassy plants called sedges. Kids may feel overwhelmed about the oil spill. It's a huge problem, but you may be more powerful than you think. Kids can encourage adults to find easier and less harmful ways to get energy, such as solar and wind energy. These are called renewable energy sources. For instance, you might write a letter about clean energy to your representative in Congress. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, keep on sending those letters to your representatives.
Cards and letters. Keep sending
Cards and letters to your congressman or senator. The same people that are in bed getting fucked by corporate CEOs, figuratively.
One more here.
Keep on sending your letters to.
U.S. health officials have approved a first of its kind technology to counter a leading cause of blindness in older adults, a tiny telescope implanted inside the eye. The implantable miniature telescope aims to help in the end stages of incurable age-related macular degeneration, a creeping loss of central vision that blocks reading, watching television, eventually even recognizing faces.
Make sure you take high doses of lutein and zeaxanthin, natural supplement. If you have the early stages of macular degeneration, eat a lot of raw spinach salad too. It's high in lutein, zeaxanthin.
The idea, surgically insert the implantable miniature telescope into one eye for better central vision, while leaving the other eye alone to provide peripheral vision. The brain must fuse two views into a single image.
Right.
And the FDA warned Tuesday that patients need post-surgery rehabilitation to make it work.
Right.
There's little to help such advanced patients today, aside from difficult to use handheld or glass-mounted telescopes.
Shamrocks.
While the new implanted telescope, smaller than a pea, can provide an improved quality of life for the right candidate. But it's only for a subset of nearly 2 million Americans with advanced macular degeneration. Those 75 years and older,
right,
with a certain degree of vision loss, will also need a cataract removed.
Not a Lincoln Continental, a cataract.
In a 219 study, the FDA said 90% of telescope recipients had their vision improved by at least 2 lines on the eye chart. 3/4 went from severe to moderate vision impairment. Concern about damage to the inside lining of the cornea, the eye's clear front covering that helps focus light, held up FDA approval for several years.
Ah, very good. You want to take a little green tea break, high tea, belated high tea. All right, we'll take a little break. You want to save the articles for next time, or you want to do a couple more for next time? For next time? For next time? Okay, I'll say so long.
I think nap. Yeah, say so long.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
say-
nap time is.
Coming very soon. All right. Okay, folks. I already did the promo. I introduced you to our newsletter. All right. The best way to be a part of our organization. Get it. Get it now. Newsletter Censored. www.newslettercensored.com with your gift to support this work. Founded in 1977 by the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. Okay. Of course, his paintings, fine watercolor artist. Also, check out, it's on the internet, it's on our websites that I mentioned before. The star of the show, besides our topics, imported Blackthorn Irish Shillelagh. This is the style that the Irish use as a weapon that the British banned. And I forgot to say one thing about why I enjoy using the shillelagh as a prop. Besides emphasizing my anger at conservatives. This is symbolic of, okay, the Irish were oppressed by the British monarchy in many ways. That's why they hate them. They hate their stinking guts. And it's very similar, Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, to the way the conservative advocated and promoted corporate plutocracy in America today with capitalism today, with the two-party system. It's very similar to how the little guy in America is being oppressed by the elitists. I'm trying to make a correlation between the Irish, who economically were at the bottom of the ladder.
Wherever it appears, it's just the haves against the have-nots. That's what it is.
The haves, the get way of life versus the give way of life. The haves versus the have-nots. And the British weren't the British monarchy perhaps the what is it? The predecessor or the foundation or the beginnings of conservative American capitalism? Isn't that where conservative American capitalism got its ideas from?
Well, the capitalism, yeah, it came from Adam Smith in Britain, of course.
Adam Smith, Britain.
But the capitalism we enjoy today
has no bearing on anything that we've known in the past. Okay? This is just an amoral system that just runs wild.
Right. It's amoral. All politics is pathological, like Dr. Bill says. But anyway, just want to say so long. What did the Irish say? Faith and Begorra?
Faith and Begorra.
Faith and Begorra. Erin go brawless.
What is that thing about that toast they have? One of them is may
your soul, when you die, may your soul be in heaven an hour before the devil knows you're dead.
Gone.
Something like that. All right, sounds good. And
the other one, something about something coming up, meeting you in the middle of the road or something.
There's a lot of limericks and proverbs. Toast. Irish whiskey, I love it. Jameson's, Bushmills, very smooth, very good quality compared to cheap-ass American whiskey and Canadian whiskey. No, I like it. But the best, of course, is Scotland. I hear there's a bottle of scotch that's actually cost $10,000. Could you imagine how old that scotch is? That scotch whiskey? It's made from barley, by the way. Old world whiskey is made from barley. American whiskeys are made from corn, which is bourbon or bourbon. And it's a cheap-ass way to make booze. Leave it up to American business people to use a cheaper ingredient for making their whiskey instead of traditionally using barley. Oh well, it's another talk show. Anyway, we'll see you. Bye-bye. Say so long to the people.
Hasta la vista.
Yeah, you always say hasta la vista.
No, sometimes I say hasta luego.
Hasta...
I don't want to say hasta mañana.
Hasta Lumbago or Winnebago?
I need a Winnebago.
Okay.
Yeah.